Blessed to have our worship team. We thank you so much. We appreciate you. We love you. We're so blessed to have so many people that are faithful doing work in our church. I'm not going to name everyone, but I'd like to thank Frank and Arnold for their faithfulness with the coffee. I don't drink coffee, but I know that their work is appreciated by many people in our church that do drink coffee. Mike, thank you for all your work on the sound. I like the things he puts up, like the cross and the chains broken, and that's cool. The people with their hands raised up. That's cool. Thank you for putting all that up. He puts the scripture verses up. I appreciate that. Robert and Lee, they do a lot of things you don't know about, but one of the particular things that I'm thankful for them for is they clean the building. I guarantee you could come in this church next Sunday morning before anyone comes in, and if the donuts were over there, or cake, or whatever, and thank you, Mike, for bringing the extra cake. You can take your donut and your cake and you can lay it on the floor and you can eat it. and it would be just as clean as on the little plate that you put it on. And we appreciate that. There are others that do things, but I'll mention those at another time. But thank you guys for being so faithful. And Robert puts the service out online every Sunday afternoon by 5 o'clock, and we have people, not as many people as we would like to have, but we have people that faithfully watch that on a regular basis, and we just are thankful for that. Okay, Belita has an introduction to make, and then I'll preach the sermon.
So Jim and I began to hear about an organization called Expansion International when we got this letter from our son-in-law that said, I'm going to Kenya and I need some money. We thought, well, okay, if he thinks it's okay, we'll give some money to him to go. And then in another year, we got another letter from our granddaughter, and she said, I'm going to Kenya and I need some money. So we gave some money to her too. And we began to wonder about this Expansion International. I attended one of their meetings intending to go with Rob and Isabel the next time they went, and I chickened out. And I did not go, but I did see at that meeting the enthusiasm that people had for that ministry. And in fact, I've not met anybody involved in that ministry that has not been enthused. And just excited. And Jim and I have continued to go to some of their events and always come away feeling blessed that we know about Expansion International and that we have become involved with that. So Amie Ahrns is the developmental manager at Expansion International, and she's enthused. And she's going to come and share with us some of the work that's going on in Expansion International in Kenya because of you. Okay? Amie, would you come?
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
How are you all?
Good.
Awesome. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here with you today. Every person I've met has been just so welcoming. I actually got to come 2 years ago, or not 2 years ago, maybe a little over a year ago. I'm not sure if you remember that, when I came with Rob and Izzy and we shared about what Expansion International is doing. And you made me feel so welcome then, and you made me feel so welcome again today. So thank you. It's a beautiful church you guys have. Excuse my flashcards, but I will go on really bad rabbit trails if I don't use this to keep me on track. So, you ever heard the phrase, women are spaghetti, men are waffles? with how you think. I'm spaghetti, so I'll start talking about something and then go on a tangent. So this is for your sake more than mine. So I'm really blessed by your heart for missions. I got coffee with Belita in November, and she was telling me about all of the different things that your church supports, and it's amazing. You guys do a lot of great work, and Expansion International feels really blessed to be one of the organizations that benefits from your generosity and heart for God's people. So thank you. And I just thought I would take a moment really quick to refresh you on who Expansion International is and what we do before I talk about the specific thing I came here to share with you today. And so Expansion International, in essence, is on a mission to lift lives out of poverty through the love of Jesus. And the strategy that we feel the Lord has given us to use is to address the key drivers of poverty that keep people without opportunity, which is lack of access to health care. So that's where the mission trips come in, medical clinics, getting people clean drinking water, just really basic things that without keep people without opportunity. Education, so we have a really cool high school sponsorship program, and then economic development. So we use a really holistic approach, and all of it is based on the love of Jesus. So our desire is to see lives brimming over with hope and see lives completely transformed by the love of Jesus, because we know that when God's love, compassion, and kindness touch a life, it changes everything. And so today I'm here to talk to you about something called the Doomberry Children's Center. And the reason I'm so excited to share about it with you is because this is a project that's been in the works for years, and last year we hit this point where we were kind of at a turning point, and we almost had enough funds raised to break ground for it. And we had a small team going over to Kenya in October, and while we were there, we just really wanted to, with the pastors, dig shovels into the ground and break ground and be able to kick off building, but we were behind about $80,000. So we had a generous donor step up and offer a $40,000 match, but we had 1 week to raise $40,000.
Oh.
And we shared about it with the leadership of Common Ground Biker Church, with you guys, and you stepped up and gave $5,000 of that, so it turned into $10,000. So you have done a lot for this project, and I just think it's so exciting. So I'm going to get into it a little bit more, but I thought I would share a video with you before I keep talking. So we'll go ahead and play that right now.
I am 6 years old. I want to be a teacher.
Hi, my name is Peter, and my dream job after my studies is becoming an actor.
I'm Helen Wanjiru. After my studies, I want to be a journalist because that's my passion.
My name is Samuel Kalunga. I am 4 years old. I want to be a doctor.
At Expansion International, we believe every young person has a God-given calling and a purpose to fulfill. But here in Doomberry, young people don't see a way out of their current situation, which is robbing them of their confidence, their dreams, and their hope for the future. The new Doomberry Children's Community Center seeks to change that. And that's why this project is so important to us.
This center started as a feeding program with 75 children, with the local church PEFA supporting, and other ministries like PEFA Mercy Ministry. And over the children have been coming here to be served, and the number has grown to 350. The current center has become too small. For us, we need a larger place so that we can serve the children even better. The goal of the new Doomberry Children Community Center is to break the poverty cycles and to offer opportunities to develop and thrive in a secure, stable, and supportive Christian environment.
The center will offer stability through consistent meals, classes, and mentorship. It's a place where young people will discover their talents and passion in arts, technology, and sports. It will provide much needed support through community resources of a public library and a computer lab and a jobs training opportunities for young people. The center will offer security for the most vulnerable children and will provide access to social workers and also provide safe rooms for physically and sexually abused children.
My name is Lucy Wanja, and I'm a beneficiary of Doomberry Children's Center. I'm very grateful because of the sponsorship that I got from the program, because I was able to complete my studies. I'm now a graduate and already working. I'm very glad that there is a new center that is going to be open, because I'm sure that it is going to benefit many children and help many of them achieve their dreams, just like the way I achieved my dream.
Together we have an opportunity to build a better future for the entire community.
So this project is something you are all making happen, and there's a couple of things that they go over in the video, but I just wanted to, if you don't mind me taking about 5 more minutes, share a little more. So we talked about the community of Doomberry having little opportunity, and so it's one of the 7 communities that we work in Kenya, and it's the first place we started working, the very first place we took a mission trip. And the pastors and community leaders there are amazing and have such incredible hearts for the young people in this community. And so they mentioned that the center started as a feeding program for children. And it started in a 10 by 10 kitchen that was made of metal sheets and is things like porridge. Just this heart to take care of the kids and just feed them, and taking the little that even the pastors there had and giving it to these little ones and taking care of them. And then it started turning into this vision of, well, we could really pour into the young people and change our community. And so the Children's Center moved to the building that it's in now, and that's where it's been for about the last 15 years. The problem is that the existing center lacks a lot of the resources that these kids need, is too small, and it's not in the best shape for kids to be in. So, as I mentioned, Doomberry faces a lot of unique challenges. The landscape of the city is urban-rural, so what that means is that you walk into it and it looks like everything's okay, it looks like it's developing and this is a city, but then when you really get into it, it's very, very low income, and so they have a lot of just really unique challenges. So the poverty line in Kenya is it's equivalent to $300 US a month, and in Doomberry, the average wage is about $100 a month, so they're way below the poverty line. And so because of this, there's a lot of vulnerable situations that kids find themselves in. When the kids in Doomberry have nowhere to go, they get pulled into gangs, drugs, trafficking, and they have nowhere to turn for safety or hope. There's a lot of hopelessness and instability. And when I say that they're in poverty, what we really mean is that they have a lack of opportunity. It's beyond material resources, it's just a feeling of not seeing any way out of your current circumstance. And then we've seen a lot of abuse and neglect in Doomberry, so we have different pastors, social workers, and counselors that we work with, and they've just shared with us some of the stuff they've seen, and it's pretty heavy and sad, but a lot of this is because many children have lost one or both parents due to disease and hardship, and so they find themselves in neglectful and abusive environments. And the last thing is that there's few resources and opportunities. There's a lack of support, training, education, and opportunities for children and adults to develop to their full potential. So all of that sounds really sad and heavy, but and it's something that we want to see changed. And so don't worry, we're going to take a hard left right now, and I'm going to tell you about the opportunity that we have. The new Children's Center is going to provide wonderful opportunities that open up the world for the kids in this community. And they talked about it in the video, but when we say stability, that means that the Children's Center is going to offer consistency through classes, regular meals, and mentorship. So just knowing even where one of your meals a day is going to come from, that's pretty amazing. Support, the center will offer support to young and old through job training, daycare, library access, a computer lab, and conference rooms. Security, this one I think is so cool. There's going to be 2 safe rooms in the center for children that find themselves in abusive situations. There's going to be one for boys, one for girls. And so if a child finds themselves in a scary situation and they need out, they can go there, talk with a social worker, come up with a plan, and move forward. So just even practical physical safety. It's not going to be a place that they could live, but it gives them a place of refuge. And then self-esteem. The center will provide children with a place where they can pursue their passions, learn, dream in a safe Christian environment. Some of the skills and training that will be offered are things like drama, sports, art, and technology. So how it's going. Construction for the center is going to begin soon. As I mentioned, we broke ground in Kenya, and when we told the pastors there that we could break ground and that we had the money to start building, that was the first time they'd heard it, and they all just lit up and started clapping. I wish you could see the joy that it brought them. It was so cool. And so we're planning to start building here soon. There's just a little bit of paperwork pushing that's going around, boring stuff I'm not going to talk about. But we hope that the center will be open by August of 2023 to the public. So it's a huge project and it takes a village. And we're so grateful that you stepped up and said yes to serving the kids at Doomberry. The total cost for the project is $480,000. And so far, with you guys are a part of this total, we have raised $306,215,000 of that. So we are well on our way to having this rebuilt. So I hope this presentation made sense, that I didn't do any spaghettis, and that it helped articulate how grateful we are for you guys, because we really couldn't be doing this without you. I mean, you support us on a month-to-month basis, but also you stepping up and going above and beyond to be a part of this project really means the world. And this is really going to change so many lives. When I say that Doomberry doesn't have a ton of resources, I really mean like little opportunities, so you're bringing a lot to them. So thank you for caring for these little ones that are dear to the heart of God. You guys are just an amazing church. We love you. We pray for you as a staff, and we thank God for you. Thanks for letting me be here today. If you have any questions, I'm going to hang out after service, so please feel free to come talk to me. Thank you.